It's another beautiful rainy morning here in Los Angeles, and today I want to talk about why do we feel guilty and why is it important to know that we are all really innocent? Well, it has to do with what I was explaining before. I got my little whiteboard here about the real world being source creation right here, and that we had a thought as the child of God of what it would be like to be separate. And for the instant that we had that thought, we really did go back to source right after we had that mistaken, crazy thought, because we realized this isn't where we want to be. We want to be one with source. We don't want to be separate. So we did go back right away. But as I explained in the video called There Is No World, I explained that in that moment that we had that thought, I wonder what it would be like to be separate from God, separate from source, because we have all the same powers as God or source, all the same creative powers. We instantaneously created an illusory dream world. And ever since then, we have been playing out in our minds linearly what happened in that instant in that dream world. So that is where our mind thinks that we are. We think we're in this dream world where really we are here. There are no bodies here. There is no physicality. There is no duality. It's just oneness and the extension of love. That's all that's really real. But we think we're here. We think we live in this world of duality, a world of sickness and death, a world where things can die. Now, those of us who understand energy know that energy can never die. And in this illusory dream world, it just gets recycled into other form, right? Other forms, that energy. We know it never dies. But still, within this illusory dream world, we do believe in duality. We think it's real. We think there's separate bodies, separate things, separate minds, separate interests. But it's not true. Really, we're all one. So when we created this, or not created, really we made it. Creation comes from God and source. So if I ever say that, just know that I have misspoken. So not created. When we made this world with our mind, remember I explained that we felt really guilty. We felt really bad. We were panicked. We thought, oh no, we killed God. We killed heaven. We destroyed our home when we came here. Oh no, what are we going to do? And remember, I explained to you that the ego told us things that make no sense whatsoever, but are based in fear. And because we were already terrified that we thought we separated from God, we believed it. We listened to it because we were so scared. And what the ego told us was, ooh, you're in trouble. You destroyed God. You destroyed heaven. Source creation is no longer because of you and your tiny mad idea. You better watch out. God's going to come get you. You are a guilty motherfucker. You did this. You destroyed your home. We all feel that way. Deep, deep, deep inside. In fact, the guilt is so deep and so unconscious that it's difficult for us to even understand or comprehend the depth of the guilt that we feel about this thing that we thought we did and the thing that we thought that we destroyed. So in this illusory dream world, in order to handle all of this massive guilt that we feel all of the time, to relieve ourselves of that guilt, what we do is we project. We project out into the world of form. We take that guilt that we feel inside of us, we project it out to all sorts of other people, things, places, governments, employers, whatever, a guy, driving down the street next to you, it doesn't matter. We take that guilt and we project it out. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's his fault. It's her fault. We're always saying that it's someone else's fault why something seems to be not peaceful, not feeling good, right? It's someone else's fault. And when we do that, for a moment, we feel relief. We feel like, oh, see, it's not me, it's them. It's their fault. It's their fault. But then very quickly, the guilt catches up to us. And then we feel bad all over again. And then we have to project it all over again in order to relieve the guilt. And this is what makes this dream world turn. projection, accusing, saying it's everyone else's fault all the time. This is how we have managed our deep, deep unconscious guilt in this dream world, by projecting it out. Now, the other thing I want to discuss when it comes to projection, to help you understand how we are creating this dream world with our mind. Oh, see, I did it again, not creating, making. How we are making this dream world with our mind. Think of a comparison to a movie theater. When you go to a movie theater to watch a movie, you think that the story is on the screen. In fact, we can believe it so much and get so involved in that story and believe that it's real so much that sometimes we talk to the screen, right? We're talking to the characters in the movie sometimes. Whether it be in our head or even out loud with our voice, we're interacting with it. We think that the story is happening on the screen, but it's not. Where's it really coming from? It's coming from that projector at the back of the theater, right? That is the analogy for your mind, okay? And our minds are not our brains. It's energetic. And from that mind, we are projecting out this universe to begin with, because it's all an illusion. And then we're projecting out our guilt into that universe to blame others. And it's a cycle that keeps us trapped, okay? This leads into karma and all these things that we've created to try to balance this duality and those polarities that we made in this dream world. None of it's real. That's not how source creation works. Source is simply love that extends out forever. There's nothing else. There's no duality. And now that may sound boring. Some people are like, oh, that sounds boring. This world's much more interesting. But that's not true. Because everything that you think that you love in this world is really here. So all of the best of the best of the best that you could possibly experience here in this dream world is just a weak, tiny little symbol of the real bliss that you will feel here. And you're already here. It's not even like, oh, how do I get there? You're already there. All that's required to experience this is to remove the blocks to it. We have literally, with our ego and with this insane system that I just described to you about the guilt and how it just goes round and round and we're projecting it out, then we feel bad about it, then we attract bad things to us because we feel bad about it, then we feel bad again, then we have to project it out again because we can't handle it. We get relief for a moment, then we feel bad again, and the whole thing just keeps going. This is how the ego keeps us trapped here and keeps us living here, because the ego wants to continue to live. But when we choose to deny the ego, now we don't want to hate the ego and feel like we have to fight it or be scared of it or anything, because that just gives it more power. That's what it wants. It wants you to feel all of those things about it. If you feel neutral about it and you simply deny it because it's not real, it will continuously bring you back to this, to source creation. Okay? So when we practice forgiveness, what the Course calls forgiveness, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, I'm taking a moment to use my mind. I know I point to the head, but it's not the head. Really, it's an energetic mind. It's a mind that we all share because there's only one of us. I'm going to use my mind to remind myself that there is no guilt and shame. There is no wrongdoing. There is only innocence. This is all that's real. So when you take a moment to focus on that and remember, I am innocent and everybody else is innocent, it takes all the power away from this. You are no longer investing in this. You are now investing in this. And you know what happens to this when you invest in this? Poof! It just goes away because it's just a dream. It wasn't even real to begin with. So that's what the Course is teaching us to do, to continuously practice bringing our mind back to this place. And one of the ways we can do that is to use a forgiveness process in our mind to say, okay, wait a minute. There's nobody out there. There's no one here. This is just a dream. Okay? I'm innocent and everyone else is innocent because really we're this. God's source creation is innocence. It's pure love. And that's what I am, and that's what you are, and that's what we all are. So that's why it's really important to know that we are innocent and that everyone else is innocent, and to continuously be reminding ourselves of that. And I know you said, well, Brianna, what about when I'm seeing someone, harm someone else or do something terrible or, mean or kind or unloving? Okay, well, here's the process. I'll give you an example. So let's say I'm driving and someone is, cuts me off, or at least from my perspective, cuts me off. And I'm mad about it, okay? So I can, in that moment, say, okay, wait a minute. There's nobody out there. This never happened, this person cutting me off. There's no one out there. So if I'm seeing it in my dream, in my movie, then I put it there because I put everyone in my dream, in my movie, and I animate all of the characters, okay? I put it there. Now, it's not just me right here, right now, making that in my world. It's also soul agreements that my soul made before it even came here in this body. And I'll get in another video, I'll explain the difference to you between a soul and spirit, because they are different. One is illusory and one is real. But anyway, in our illusory dream world, where we're reincarnating over and over and over again into this dream world of form, okay, still all a dream, we make agreements, still a dream, before we come here to act out certain things, to interact with certain people, to learn certain lessons. It's still all part of this dream. It's still not real. It's still being acted out in a script, okay? And so the way to escape this is to remind yourself of the truth. So back to my road rage example. So if I say to myself, there's nobody out there, I put that in my dream for this person to cut me off. So it's a projection of some sort of upset, some unloving feeling inside of me, because I just put it there. I just projected it into my dream. So I'm going to take this opportunity, because I'm speaking to myself. I'm talking to myself in my dream, right? With these symbols, with these things that are happening on my movie screen of my life, right? So I say to myself, okay, I projected that out there because there's some sort of upset in me. So I'm going to take this opportunity to remember that we're all innocent. This person who I think just cut me off is innocent. Every driver on this road is innocent. I am innocent. Everyone in the world is innocent. And the more I remind myself of that, the more the power is taken out of this. It's like the balloon that's deflating. It's being taken away from here. And I'm continuously reminding myself what's here, and what's true, and what's real. Okay? Uh-oh, train. Sorry about that. So that is why it is important to understand what innocence is, that everyone really truly is innocent, and to use that feeling. I don't know about you, but for me, when I imagine myself as innocent and I imagine every other living thing in the world is innocent, and often I'll picture everyone and everything maybe as like a white ball of light, for example. You can use any visual you want, anything that makes you happy. But if I just kind of reduce everything down to a white ball of light, boom, I can instantaneously see that everyone and everything is innocent, including me. So there's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be worried about, nothing that I feel that I've done wrong or that anyone else has done wrong. Okay, that's true forgiveness. And then it just, poof, starts to dissipate, and your heart and your energy starts to fill with this love of source creation because you've just reminded yourself of that. All right, so I'll end there. I just wanted to explain that as an add-on to the There Is No World video for you to understand why it's really important for us to remember that we are all innocent. You are innocent and you are loved. All right, if you resonated with this at all, or if you think it has any value, please give it a like, share with anyone who you think might be interested, and please subscribe. Okay, have a great day.